Hey everyone, hey chat, and welcome to a developer live stream. And today I'm here with Ari, who is our US community manager. How are you doing, Ari?
Hey Benz, hey everyone. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been a long day. We've been preparing this update for you guys, and yeah, there will be a lot to talk about. Later, we will also have Sania joining us for a section, so please look forward to that as well. But yeah, let's take a look at what we are going to be talking about today. So this will be a community update stream, but also a stream for 1.8.1. As you guys already asked in the chat, I seen a bunch of you. We will be talking about the recent issues a bit. That includes the server issues as well. And obviously mention a bit about the monetization, because we promised you guys that we will be talking about that, and I've seen a lot of you asking for it already. So we will touch on it a bit, and then we will later look back at Traitors Moon, and at the end we will have all the 1.8.1 stuff for you. So Ari, are you ready to dive into this?
Yeah,
because that's a lot of topics.
into it.
Okay, so starting with the recent bugs and issues.
Start with the fun stuff.
Yeah, so please don't shoot the messenger, but we really wanted to talk to you guys about the issues. Obviously, we have addressed them on social media and in comments a few times, but we wanted to make sure that we can talk about them like really openly on the stream as well. So let's look at the service side of everything that happened after update 1.8, I believe, including the event as well.
Yep.
So maybe you want to start us off, Ari, like
Sure.
some reason.
So we wanted to go over some of the reasons for the recent issues. This is primarily going to go with the servers that were having problems during the event and maybe a little bit beforehand. If you want to go to the next one.
Yeah, but like it's very important to mention for the update side of things that the recent reasons for the issues were caused by many factors for 1.8. One was our Traitors Moon campaign, which is obviously we had planned Traitors Moon like earlier in time at a certain date, and we set up multiple campaigns with that, with like that includes Steam highlighting, Steam sales, and multiple other campaigns with third parties, social media. All that was set up for Traitors Moon. Exactly. And update 1.8 came out on test servers, and we had a very limited time frame for the update itself, and unfortunately due to our mistake we misjudged the quality of the update after testing, and we released 1.8 in a state that we didn't want to release it in. So yeah, as you guys know, there were multiple bugs and issues in the update that could have been obviously could have been fixed earlier, but this led to multiple hotfixes from our side.
And downtime that we really did not want to have to do during the event, but was needed to get those hotfixes out.
Exactly. And but we learned from our mistakes, and we will always make mistakes, guys, and this allows us to learn in the future and allows us to not make the same mistakes again. So moving forward, we really want to ensure that we are focusing on the stability and quality of each update. So again, we want the test servers to be a very important part of this on PC, and actually have the time to fix the issues and not release them, and make sure they are as good as they can be. And yeah, also this way we want to allow more times for us to work on the updates and also the fixes to these updates. So again, we messed up, we made mistakes, and we will try to not make them in the future. We will always make some mistakes, but we can learn from them. And thank you for all of you understanding the issues. We are sorry for all that.
We appreciate your patience. We know it can be frustrating when there's an event going on and you're just seeing a bunch of issues all over the board. And we know that can make the event feel worse in the long term. And we don't want that to be the sentiment when an event comes. So we're listening to the feedback and we do want to do better.
Exactly. And since I in the chat, I already seen a bunch of questions about different bugs. So obviously with the 4 hotfixes we had in this period, we fixed most bigger bugs, but there's a few that you guys have been asking about, like the Romero ADS bug. That bug will be fixed in this update. Also for console players, the quick swap issue where it like resets itself and doesn't work properly, that will be fixed as well. And the leather bug is another issue that obviously you guys all know about and we also posted about. So that is being worked on, but it will most likely not make into this update yet because it is a much a bigger issue. And we actually have a smaller note about this. So I don't know if you already have it ready. Yeah.
Going over the ladder exploit is a little bit more explanation because we are still working on this on our side, but we know it can be frustrating because it's in the game and it can be exploited. As far as the exploiting side, we are still going over all the reports that are coming in, and people who are exploiting that system we are addressing on our customer service side. Please read over our Hunt Showdown code of conduct that we have on our website. We do mention that exploiting the game can result in actions being taken against you, and we hope you remember that because there are people who are still trying to abuse this. The reason this is taking longer than what we would want is the climbing system in Hunt is one of the oldest systems that we've put into the game. There have been other newer movement systems that have clashed with that ladder climbing system, and because of that, it's causing kind of a larger issue that we're having to address. But we are still working on it. We're still addressing all the reports, and we hope to get this fixed as soon as we can.
Yeah, so thank you for understanding. And again, please, if you see someone using the exploit, which is very easy by spectating them after they killed you, please report them in game, as well as if you can capture a video of it and send it to our customer support on our website, because we are indeed banning players using this exploit right now. So it's very important that you guys actually report them to us. And yeah, I think that's about the bugs for now, and let's move on to our other big topic, because you guys are asking again, which is the servers, which is obviously also a very, very, very hot topic right now in the community, and there's a good reason why as well. So. And yeah, I see people still asking for a bunch of other bugs. With update 1.8.1, we will have a bunch of bug fixes. I just wanted to mention a few as highlights, but obviously as soon as we have the patch notes, you will be able to read about all the fixes there. There's a lot of fixes.
Yeah, the bug section of this patch notes is quite a long one, but fun to read through.
It's always fun.
All right, for the server issues, we want to start by apologizing. We know when the servers get disrupted, it can be very, jarring while you're in game, and if you're in the middle of a firefight or you're gonna just get out with that bounty, it can be really frustrating. We know the server issues did escalate a bit during the event, and that's for a few different factors. We also heard, just to quickly address at the start of the stream, that we were having some EU server problems. From what we can see on our side, we think they've been resolved for people who might have been playing Hunt as the stream was getting started, but we're still watching that. And with all our server issues, we do try to address them as quickly as possible. We're watching our Discord, we watch Twitter. One of my jobs as a US community manager is that I'm a different time zone as most of our people located in Germany or EU. And that is just so we can spread out more people over a greater period of time that we're watching for these reports. We're watching to see when these server issues happen and we can address them as quickly as possible. Right now, our servers are pretty much our top priority, and we are working to get them more stable and resolved going forward. we've identified a few different cases that have caused these server drops. These cases have included ISP problems, that's your internet service provider. Compatibility with them and Hunt have not been great, but we're looking into that. We also had some malicious attacks that happened during the event. This is something else that we're looking into and we want to be more protected against in the future. And then we've also had our own system and backend issues for the Hunt servers themselves. So it's not always, other people's problems with the ISPs and with malicious attacks. Part of it is our own system that we're looking at and we're working to improve.
Yeah, and let's just look at the issues a bit separately and what we are doing with them. So as already mentioned, we had some ISP issues as well as malicious attacks, and basically to resolve the ISP issues in particular, we are looking at other ways, considering alternative approaches to ensure that our packets are routed through faster networks in those cases where it's needed. So obviously it depends on the ISP and when the surfaces, but we want to ensure this, and this should help alleviating the issues. Sorry for that. And yeah, as for the malicious attacks, we already implemented better protection against them, so this should solve those issues on that end. So that's very good to see. And let's take a look at our own systems and our backend, where we also have found multiple issues. So first of all, since we've seen that you guys and seen the server issues ever since they started, we made it like our highest priority straight away, and because of that we already managed to implement some fixes. So it should be already much better than it used to be when it is in our system and backend. But we also have a lot more fixes coming with a future update. It shouldn't be too far away from 1.8.1, but it will be a future update after that, and that will tackle like the majority of the remaining issues on our end. So that hopefully will fix most of your problems, and also to make sure that our service is always in a good quality, we are also looking into other alternatives for the future to make sure it's always good. Another thing I wanted to mention on this topic, that we really want to tell you guys what we are doing, so we will release a blog of this as well. That will still take some time because it will be probably around when the bigger fix arrive in the future update, but around that time we will have a detailed explanation to these for you as well. And that should be about our issues for now. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the big topic of monetization you guys have been asking about, and we do have Senia here, who is our senior monetization live designer / live designer. Here, Senia, I hope we were not boring you in the background.
Hello guys, hello chat. No, I wasn't boring. I was listening carefully, and because that was like very good job on the providing information and give an overview.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
And yeah, so obviously monetization, we talked about a bit with Senia, I think at the end of last year, and we promised you guys that we will be following up on this. So we just wanted to mention it in the stream to a smaller degree. But again, we are still working on a more in-depth blog and video together with Senia as well as other parts of the team, so we can give you guys a good overview with all the details in it. So please keep an eye out for that. It's taking some time, but we are working on that. And with that being said, Senia, it's your turn.
Yeah, as Ben just mentioned, we of course going to give you the like deeper overview. But since this topic is very complicated and complicated from us to properly distribute the information, but also like we know that's not the most pleasant topic for the community, but it's something very important and it's part of the game. That's why it takes time to prepare proper communication, to prepare like different ways of the communication. So there will be blog, there will be probably a video and maybe even stream where we can talk and answer questions. But now we wanted to give you the some glimpse and some small overview what's actually happening. So basically our goal is maintain hunt for many years to come. And to reach the goal, we need to basically reduce the dependency on the base game sale. So when like you just purchase the game and then you're like buying, because we want to not just give you the like servers, whatever they're working sometimes, and the game itself to play, but also we want to deliver you the content. For example, what we're having with the event, with all these additional features that we are providing and developing. Like last year, there was like new map, new boss, events becoming regular in the game, rewards for the event becoming regular for the game. And that's what we want to keep doing, and even bring more and more excited, and more maybe for some people not, for some people yes, some features. So and to achieve this goal, as I said, we need to reduce this dependency, because like yes, we already like grew, and like lately you can see that audience like audience was grown, but to achieve this goal, to reduce the dependency on the base game sales, we actually need to apply changes, and these changes we already started to apply, and we keep we keep doing this, and that's something that's needed to just I'm repeating this like over and over again, but that's like important. That's the core of the message, that we need to be able to sustain, and that's I mean our desire to be able to not just maintain the hunt, but also provide new features, new content, and something that you can enjoy for years. So another important point to say that, of course, player feedback and community is always in our mind, because we are making the game for the community and for the players to begin with. But sometimes we are doing something that like maybe not going well, maybe we can do better, but it's also like it's about the learning curve. We're also learning because we're trying new stuff. We're seeing the result, we're re-evaluating this and trying to react as promptly as it's possible. And it's possible, I mean, in the reality of the like development cycle and all other scheduling. So yes, player feedback is important, community is important, and we keep all these points in mind. But sometimes something goes wrong. But that's something what we can learn from, and just keep improving the game and the operations on the way to reach the goal of the maintaining hunt and evolving hunt for in the future.
Yeah, very well said. And again, we'll have a detailed overview of this soon. We are working on that, and we'll try to explain everything there. So we just wanted to touch on this stream again, because you guys have been asking for it so many times now. But yeah, we'll have a detailed overview for you. And yeah, thank you, Sinia, for explaining this.
Thanks.
And yeah, then let's just look at some conclusions from Traitor Moon. And I think Senia can still talk about this a bit.
So we sorry.
No, I just
Okay.
started to say that you are a lot behind the event as well, since you are the live designer. So Senia is very involved in every event too.
So we just wanted to this time. I think that's the first time when we're doing this, when we cover in past event, not just upcoming event, and maybe some of the points. So we just finished recently the Traitors Moon event, and we saw a lot of feedback. I mean, negative, positive, neutral. What we already know what and how we can improve. But important part, and that's about the mistakes that are done, and then we can learn from. We basically overestimated the importance of the new weapon for players, because we actually thought that it might be a very good incentive and very good reward for players to get their hands early on the exclusive weapon, and we underestimated the importance of the hunter reward in the end of the event. So, in combination of this of two facts, basically resulted in the event that we tried to put more focus on the weapon. So, not like stick with every event and every event having hunter as the reward, because like before at the start, you remember there also was the event without hunter, and we wanted to try it out how it will work. So basically, as I said, the overestimation of the importance of the weapon and early unlock, and underestimating importance as a hunter for the community as a main reward resulted in the like negative feedback about the like lack of the rewards or rewards being not that important. So basically, I can assure you that for the next event, Legendary Hunter unlock new Legendary Hunter skin will be as a reward for the event.
Exactly. And in addition to that, since we also seen the feedback from you guys that obviously the events have been pretty repetitive and you guys are kind of bored of that, we want to ensure that for the coming events we are evolving upon our base foundation and we will have new mechanics in the future. So I can already say that for the next event there will be more activities for you to enjoy, and it will be different or build upon our previous events. So if we hear your feedback and considering them all the time, and again, thank you for leaving your comments, positive, negative, as Senia said, or neutral. You've got the legendary hunters missing, about the events being too samey. We see all that, and we're trying to improve upon that.
Yeah, and I just opened the chat right before you Ben started to talk about new event mechanics, and there's but events are the same, and you like no, we're listening, we're working on this, we're taking in consideration, but it's also like it's important to say that we also like learning and we are looking where we can improve. So.
And I also want to mention too, with the guns being earnable from the event, that was something we wanted to try, as it was a little bit similar to our past event, but a little bit different without the legendary hunter. We try new things because we always want to find cool ways for you guys to engage with the game and with the event. Sometimes they don't always land, sometimes they need to be adjusted, but we're always here listening to feedback, and we want to make it better in the future, just so when these events happen, you really want to jump back into the bayou and play them.
Exactly. And yeah, again, we just wanted to thank you again for participating and also for putting up with us with all the issues. We did extend the event and provided some compensation for you guys. But again, we are sorry for everything that happened in the past weeks. And I also see a lot of people asking where Dennis is. I believe Dennis is on vacation right now. And before that, he was sick, unfortunately. But I hope he's not sick anymore. So it just was an unfortunate series of events, basically. But Dennis is doing really well, I hope, and is on vacation. And he will most likely appear on some gameplay streams as well in the future. So I'm not keeping Dennis in my basement or my cupboard or whatever. He's still there.
We have some comments asking about tropical Dennis, if he's on the beach drinking a mojito or something.
Maybe he's watching this from the beach right now. But yeah, I think that's about our past weeks and event happening. But now it's time to look into the future and look at update 1.8.1. And I still have Senia here to talk about our very first brand new feature that is coming in this update, which is the new quest system.
This is something we teased a little bit earlier from our last dev stream, and now we get to tell you guys more info about it.
Yeah, so Senia, feel free to take over and let's take a look together.
Yes, as guys mentioned already, we had a I think brief description and brief teaser for this the whole system. in the block. So basically, this system, quest system, is supposed to replace current daily, weekly challenges, because we saw that many people, they were like disappointed with it. Sometimes they're getting they do not have like any control. They're getting random challenges. They can't complete it. They don't want actually to complete it. So different reasons and different feedback, but mostly it was about that they do not have like any control. They do not have like any choice for this. So that's basically the main idea why we decided to redo this system. So it's about the new system. It's about more interaction, more. I mean, I wouldn't say more customizable quests because quests will be like fixed, but you have more choice which quest you would like to select to complete and get your reward there. Also, yes. Thank you for this point. It's very important to mention, since I mentioned a couple of times and I made an emphasis that now we're trying to not approach it in a way like release and forget, but we trying to improve with further and future update. This system and first release with update 1.81 will be kind of testing. So we will be collecting data. We will be looking at the performance of the system, and we for sure will be looking at the community feedback and see what quests in the future they would like to get, what likes, what dislike, how we maybe need to rebalance it. And this system will be improved, and this system will even be expanded and will get new functionality there. But now it's very important to say it once again, and I probably will return to this point again, that it's a test and run, so that will be performing on not only on test server, of course, but on live, because we need to see actual data and actual performance of the system. But it's not something that we will never return to this, but we will improve and expand the system as soon as possible.
Yeah, I can already tell you from like that chat from what I've seen, that it is much more enjoyable than what we had previously. Like the challenges were always just there in the back, and you, like, maybe some of you paid attention to it, but I think mostly, at least in my case, I just logged in and I got a reward, and I didn't even know if I was following the weekly or daily challenge. It just like happened. I never went to the tab, I never checked it out. But now this new system basically overhauls everything in relation to that, and it's just so much better and so much more user friendly and interactive. So it's like a really great foundation. And that being said, let's actually take a look at like how it works. Because
can you already show the screenshot?
I can skip it. Yeah.
We can get back to the explanation. So basically, you can see the screen with multiple quests, and every quest has its own value with the stars. Or whatever the symbols. So, and to complete the like weekly quests, and they actually called summons in our game. So you need to collect a certain amount of the stars and points. So you need like 30 of them. And after completing, you are getting reward as the stars points, and also you are getting in-game reward. So after you collected like 30 points, you will be getting the main reward of this. And then after this quests, all these quests will reset and get mixed, reshuffled, and you can start over again. And also like the amount of stars. The amount of stars basically reflects the complexity as well. So there will be like simple quests, there will be like quests that directed to the like core loop, PvP. So you can basically select what would you like to do and how you would like to proceed there. Very important, for example, if like some players can complete only like the easiest quest, and it gives like, for example, only 1 point. After completing the quest, players still can proceed towards the main reward, just repeating the same quest. It will not give you the in-game reward anymore, because the in-game reward granted only on the first completion, but you still can accumulate the stars points to move towards your main reward.
And meanwhile, I already seen some questions to you, but I think we go to the picture so you can explain it there a bit more. So one question was like, can you only have one selected quest or summoned quest at a time?
No, you can select. You can progress in two selected quests simultaneously, or even three if you unlock the third slot with blood bonds.
Awesome. So basically, like everyone has access to two quests they can summon, and they can complete those.
Sorry. Basically, what also Benz mentioned at the start, we will move to this later, but the progress and basically which quests are selected now will be presented also in the lobby on the map screen in the mission, so you have an overview on this. It's not something that's happening in the background and you have no idea what you just did. The progress, the selected quests will be displayed.
Exactly. I can even show. So this is in the lobby. So you can see the summon quest on the right side of your character. So in this case, two summon quests, and you can also see it in game, as you can see.
And I think being able to track these summons in game will also help you stay on track. I know with the previous challenge system, I would read the weekly challenge like once, and then 3 days have passed and I haven't gone back to that menu, so I have completely forgotten what I was supposed to do. Now, whenever you open your map, you'll have a little reminder right on your left-hand side about what you're working towards to get those stars and get those rewards.
Yeah, exactly. And I seen someone saying that, oh, you have to complete 30 quests to get the Bloodborne. It's not the case. As you can see, and Cindy already mentioned, every different quest have a different value based on its difficulty from 1 to, I think it's 6 stars.
It's max.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So if you complete a quest with 6 stars, then you are already 6 out of 30 in your progression, and you could technically have like 2 or 3 at the same time. So it's not 30 quests; it's the amount of stars you have to collect. And Cine also mentioned that you can repeat the same quest multiple times, but you won't get the additional reward, which you can see on this picture. For example, the very first quest, which is the easiest, to extract with 1 bounty token, you would get an explosive of tier 2. If you repeat that quest again and again, you will get the stars for it, but not the explosives in this case.
Senia, a question I'm seeing in chat is, are these quests going to be the same every week for every player, or is each person going to have their own individual
each person getting like, so basically we have the pool and then that's reshuffled and you're getting this quest, so it can be different from what's your partner got.
For sure.
I also seen a question that what happens if you select a quest but you don't want to complete it anymore? Can you cancel it?
Yes, you can cancel quest anytime and select another one, so you can reselect it.
I think what's happened to me is I'm going to select the extract with 10 bounty tokens, and then I'm going to give up after like 2 days because I've only gotten out once.
Yeah, I also seen some other questions. So is there a way, if you don't like one quest, to reshuffle them, or is it like only will change next week or next Monday?
So currently, I've mentioned already before that the system is going to be like improved and expanded. So we just need to get initial performance and balancing data, how to approach it better. But yes, in the future, we have plans when players should be able to reshuffle on their own the quest. If they do not like something, that they can just reshuffle, but that will not be in this iteration, because we need proper data to balance it out, and also we will create and we will be adding more and more quests to the pool with every update.
Awesome. Chat, do you still have questions regarding the quest system? I see that everyone is talking about the 2 grants. Yeah, just wait a minute, okay? Yeah,
Don't say anything.
Just wait.
If we don't happen to get to your questions today, too, like Senia was saying, this is a system that will be evolving and improving as we go further on with Hunt. So if you have an idea, if there's something you want to see with this quest and summon system, please let us know. We have a Discord, we have our social media that we're always keeping an eye out for.
Someone again asked how to earn the blood bonds. I think, Sine, if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 ways. It could be a reward for a quest, like a singular quest, but also the weekly accumulative reward. So there's
That is
two ways.
correct.
And actually, I seen another question to you. Is the weekly reward always the same, or will that change?
Currently, we keep it as a Bloodborne reward. Like it's not even necessarily weekly, so it's like basically on completion. You can maybe complete it in one day. So, but again, in the future, we are looking at the ways how to make it more engaging and what rewards to add to the pool.
Awesome. I saw a question asking, do the quests auto select, or are you able to choose which one you want to do?
That's basically the main idea, and I'm following the chat, and I see like there are like two teams. One team is saying, team of players is saying that like, oh, like we want to select it. So is it going to be auto selected because I would like to choose? And another part is saying like, oh, I want it like auto progress there. So it's kind of like one of the team I'm going to make a bit unhappy, but. Now you will be able to select specifically quests, so it's not sequential, it's not something that you start with the first, then second, then third. No, you can actually start with ninth, you can start with fifth, you can select like any quest out of this presented quest to you how to progress. So, and that was basically the internal and initial idea to give more control to the players and more choice to players.
I've seen some more questions actually. So someone asked if your teammates' progress counts towards yours. So let's say you have like kill enemy hunters.
Yes. That's an answer.
Yes, that's the best answer. Yeah, yes. Another question I've seen: what happens if you prestige? Do your quests stay the same?
Progress should stay. We need to check this. Progress should stay. Players shouldn't lose the progress because like it should be similar how, for example, this event is happening. So it's not resetting any progress, but we need to check on this.
Senia, another question we're seeing for the third summon slot, is that a one-time unlock, or is that something you will need to get every week?
Currently, it's a one-time unlock, but again, we will look at the numbers, and we can't say that it will stay the same. I mean, price will be adjusted, of course, if you need to do this like every week, or if you need to do this only once. So, but now the update unlock stays for you after you did it, after you got the third slot.
Someone's asking if they have to pay blood bonds to get all the quests finished. No, the blood bonds that you would pay would only be to get that third summon slot, so that you could get a third summon that you're working on in game. If you wanted to earn all 9 of the bonus rewards and get all 30 stars, of course you could do that with just the 2 default summon slots that come in. You could even just get it done with only 1 if you want.
Correct. And someone asked about the rewards. So the rewards are not handlers. As you can see, for each quest, it actually tells you in the bottom right corner what you will get. So in some cases, you can see it's a tier 2 pistol, a tier 3 rifle, some handlers. So you'll exactly know what you get when you complete the quest itself. And you will get it on the first completion of that quest.
Awesome. And you can also see the summons menu has been moved from where the challenges used to be at the end of the UI. It's actually right after your bloodline progression, so hopefully you'll be able to get to it a little bit quicker in between your matches, just so you can switch out which quest you're working on and keep an eye out. But you'll also see it in that lobby screen too, like the next screenshot shows, so you should always have an idea of what you're working on.
Yeah.
I also see the question in the chat that like, so I need to complete every quest. So again, you can repeat the quest. So you can basically do 30 times the quest summon number 1 30 times, and you will still progress and complete the like weekly achievement and you will get the main reward. So if you don't like the summon number 1, you can do 10 times summon number 5. So it's not necessarily to complete like every summon each time. You can repeat some summons. You can select all of them. So basically, it's about giving the choice. So it's up to you.
I think completing 30 of the summon number 1 is how I'm gonna have to finish this every week.
Guys, you actually should do the developer live stream and where you just like
no.
repeating.
And yeah, I still seen one question asking if you can have the same quest summoned 2 times simultaneously.
The same summon having simultaneously. No, it's not possible because you need to select 2 different one in one slot, in every slot. But then you can repeat again.
Mm-hmm.
And to quickly address, we have some people asking why we're doing a small Q&A just right here. That's because we're going to be losing Senia in just a second. So we're trying to get all these questions knocked out while we still have her, as well as this is a new system to hunt. So there's a lot of different questions. We would also love to hear your feedback, though, when the system comes to the test server for 1.8.1. Make sure you're getting in there, you're picking out your quests, and you're letting us know how it feels, how the progression feels, and the rewards, that kind of stuff.
Correct. And again, as Seni also mentioned, like your feedback is very important for this because this is the feature that will be improved upon in the future. So it is very important to us to tell us like, did you like this quest? Would you like to see a different type of quest? What did you hate about this? What did you hopefully nothing? But what did you love about this? And that will really help us. Even if you have ideas how to improve it in the future, make sure to leave your feedback after the test servers or even after the live servers because. As Senia mentioned, even the live environment will be a bit of a trial ground for this. And we will look into all the data collected from that and try to improve upon this and build upon this in the future. Senia, do you want to say anything else for this or can we watch the video showcasing it?
Yeah.
I think yes. Okay. Let's look. And yeah, that was our showcase video of the quest system and obviously a bit of a teaser what's coming after this. Sine, if you still want to say anything about the quest system, right now is the time.
That's like say now or don't speak ever,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, no, I just wanted to thank the viewers and players, and I hope you will like our new changes and new system. But also, I'm looking forward to hear the feedback and see how we can improve the system because that's something we're definitely planning already right now. That we are not going to forget about released system, but we are going to revise this and improve in the future, so to reach the goal that you're having fun, and that's actually helpful, and we actually doing some improvement there. But also I would like to thank you all, and I hope I gave maybe a little bit of clarity, probably not what you expected yet, but since I said on the monetization topic, but as I mentioned before, that's a pretty difficult topic, and we want to do this properly, and we are working on this, so that's a work in progress, and you can be awaiting this soon. And people keep spamming in chat quest 9, please explain, and I just emphasize on this because people saying like, oh, you need that's a paywall. Again, you don't need to complete this quest 9 quest to complete the whole progression towards 30 points. You don't need to. You can repeat previous quests. So can we then move forward? And I hope the quest 9 messages in the chat just was addressed. So it's not necessarily, it's not a paywall, it's not mandatory to complete this quest. So you can select, it's about choice. You can select or you can skip, and you can reach the 30 points by selecting other quests. But back to the topic about monetization. So I hope it was a bit of a clarity. I hope the explanation and like lesson learned from the previous event and also the mentioning of the upcoming event also helped a bit. So I'm looking forward to talk to you with the next update and talk to you about the next event. It should be awesome. I hope you
Yeah.
will like
so
it.
much, Sonia.
Thank you a lot for joining us, and I hope your head doesn't hurt anymore as much, or maybe even more now. If that's the case, we are sorry. But yeah, thank you for explaining all this to us and taking the time.
Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you will have fun on the rest of the stream.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Oh, now it's just the two of us. So again, thank you, Senia, for joining us. And since we went through the quest system part, let's move into the cat in the bag that you guys have been
I think
asking in the
they
chat.
saw it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I think I've seen some of that, and also maybe the video showed something.
We didn't hide it very well.
No. So yeah, let's take a look at the new AI variants or variations. So as you've seen, it is coming alongside with the new quest system, but so maybe you've seen some quests that are tied to these new AI variants, but obviously they are just a regular part of the game as normal. And this update, we are adding 2 variations of the Grunt AI to the game, and we are looking forward to your feedback, and obviously we are looking into adding more variety, more AI, maybe even more bosses, who knows, in the future to the game.
Yeah, and that variety we're looking to add is not exclusive to grunts. That's just where we're starting to add a little bit of diversity for now. But we could be looking at other AI, like Ben said, other bosses, that kind of stuff in the future. So if you have any ideas, let us know.
Exactly. And Ari, let's take a look at the pistol grunts. Our very
I think
first.
this one was the one they saw in chat first. So good to
Oh,
get
they
it
were
out
like
of the way.
pistol and grunts. Oh no, I'm gonna get shot by grunts. No. Yeah.
So this grunt variation, it holds a rusted pistol. I think during the trailer you could see them have it in one of their hands. We have a few different variations of what this grunt can look like. We're going to only go over 2 of them today, but there are more in game. We encourage you guys to check out the test server when 1.8.1 comes out on that test server and try to find all the different variations, and also keep an ear out because you might be listening for something different between them.
Exactly. The variation is not just how they look, but also the broken pistols they hold. It could be multiple. We didn't want to specify here how many, because it's for you to figure out. Since it will be an audio trigger, which we'll be explaining in a second, we just didn't want to spoil it so you can have fun on the test servers or live servers later on.
This pistol grunt is going to be coming at you with that pistol in their hand, though. And if they happen to hit you with that pistol, there will be a small explosion where the pistol discharges, and it will sound like a gunshot in the air to you and to everybody surrounding. So it'll almost sound like somebody was using one of these pistols to shoot something else, but it was actually a pistol grunt. There is no bullet fired when this melee attack hits you, so you will hear that noise. There will be a little bit of damage from the melee, but there's no chance of you getting shot with a pistol, with that pistol, and you won't get randomly headshot or anything like that.
Yeah, and yeah, and it's important to mention that the weapon breaks after the grunt hits you with the melee attack, so you won't be able to pick up the weapon from the floor. So it will be a broken gun that just hits you. It creates the audio trigger for the certain weapon, whichever it is, and basically players won't be able to tell if it was a gunshot by you, by another team, or what happens. So it is to cause a bit of confusion and a few more audio traps in the game, which we all love so much.
You know what I just thought about, Bence, is that now if a pistol grunt ever sneaks up behind me and hits me, I'm not only going to get scared by the melee damage, I'm also going to get scared by a gunshot going off at the same time.
Exactly. And by the way, Ari, I think we have a bunch of video examples, 3 exactly. So why don't we just take a look at those and talk everyone through them. So let's take a look.
So going over this one, this is the first variation you're going to see. Thankfully, our creative services gave us a nice video showcasing what they look like, how the grunt is going to be holding it, and what happens when they come towards you. In this example, you can see that we can kind of stave off this pistol grunt for a little bit with a few melees, but once he actually connects with that rusted pistol in his hand, the gunshot goes off.
Yeah, just to clarify, it was actually not creative services, but the actual design team providing the videos. So
thank you, design team.
The creative services did create the trailer that you guys seen before. Maybe we can show it once again after the grunt. Yeah, so we know that they are holding the gun the wrong way around, but again, the bullet that it discharges doesn't actually hit anyone or doesn't cause damage. The only damage you take is the melee attack, and as you can see in this video, if you cancel the melee attack, it won't happen. So it only happens if the grunt hits you.
And then after the grunt actually connects with that melee, you can see their arm is starting to bleed and that pistol is gone. So you'll only get that audio trigger once.
But let's look at another example as well with a different weapon. It's, by the way, it's the exact same area where we usually showcase the guns, but the tower is behind us right now, not in front of us.
I think there will be a small tower preview coming up at the end of one of these clips.
Yeah. We just love the tower. Yeah, and as already mentioned earlier, the grunts can have multiple variations. There's a specific weapon grunt or pistol grunt that you've seen before, which is always the same, but the regular grunts can have multiple variations like this one. So it can be multiple variations of this regular gun.
I would say keep an eye out on their hands, because that pistol is pretty small when you're coming up to them, but you're going to want to make sure that you take out this grunt before they have a chance to set off that pistol, or you might be drawing a little bit of extra attention around to you and your team.
Yeah, and someone noticed it well. Yeah, the pistol grunts do have a bandolier on them, so...
yeah, another good way to identify them. If you look closely, you can even see different pistol models in their hand to represent what gunshot might go off when they hit you.
Yeah. And we have one more video for you to show you again. This is the new grunt that like is completely new. But again, the regular guns can have the variation as well. Yeah, and that's it for the pistol grunts. So again, make sure to play around with this on the test server. See if you can bait some other teams into fighting you. Maybe you want to get hit on purpose, you know, to make them think that you are not holding the dolch like in the video, you know. So there's a multiple interesting like possibilities and tactics with the new grunts. But let us know how you like it on the test server. And with that being said, we mentioned that we do have 2 new grunt variations, and the other one is the lantern grunt.
Yes, access to more lanterns. That's what I needed.
Let's go. Again, it works a bit similarly to the pistol grunt, but obviously they hold a lantern. But unlike the pistol, it can have 2 different variations. So the lantern the grunts are holding can be either lit or unlit or not lit, and depending on that, it will cause different effect in the world once it's break. So yeah, again, obviously the grunts can attack you with their melee attacks using the lantern, and after they hit you, like the same with the pistol grunt, the lantern will break on impact. And yeah, what happens when the lantern breaks?
As some people might know, if the lantern is lit, there will be a fire explosion, and if the grunt hit you, you're probably catching on fire, and you're going to want to hold that button to put yourself out. If the lantern was not lit, though, it will create a pool of oil on the ground that can be lit up later, so you want to make sure you're not going to be standing in that.
Correct. And yeah, let's just take a look at the lantern grunts in video format, and we'll continue commenting on them. Again, the same spot for you guys.
I like how he's flailing it around and one of his hands getting ready to hit you.
Yeah, we will show it in nighttime too, because the shadows are like spinning around when he spins the lantern. So obviously this was the case with the lit lantern, and as soon as the grunt hit you, it did set himself and you as well on fire.
A little bit similar to the minor grunts that we released with the launch of Desau, but something different with these lantern grunts that you'll see is if you actually take out the lantern grunt before he hits you with his lantern, that lantern will drop on the ground and become a normal in-game lantern that you could interact with, like if you picked it up from a compound. Where the minor grunt, you can never use their fire to your advantage. If you see this lantern grunt and you can take them out before they hit you, you can grab that lantern and maybe burn an enemy player or use it to take out an armored, something like that, and use it to your advantage.
Yeah, and meanwhile we are seeing the unlit variation of the grunt. As you saw, if they hit you and the lantern breaks, then it will cause an oil puddle on the floor. The difference is that you're not getting set on fire, basically, because I see someone saying they couldn't see the difference. That's a pretty big difference.
You're not going to want to hang out in that puddle for too long, though, so make sure you're keeping an eye out. Also, due to the fact that we want to be able to interact with the lantern once that grunt is taken out, you're not able to shoot the lantern out of the grunt's hand while they're walking. So if you do try to shoot them, it will interact like a regular grunt. It'll only be when they try to melee you that fire explosion could happen. And that's just to preserve that lantern so you can actually use it once the grunt has been taken out.
Yeah, and yeah, as again in this video, as Ari mentioned, if you kill the grunt, or actually even if you just shoot their arms, not the lantern, they will in fact drop the lanterns to the floor. And unlike in the pistol grunt's case, where you cannot pick the pistols up, in this case you can pick the lantern up. And if I'm not mistaken, the lantern will be always turned off in this case, to make sure it doesn't explode. So even if the lantern was lit, you kill the grunt, and when it falls on the floor, it will be unlit for you.
So the lantern will fall, it won't explode, but just like any other lantern around the world that you pick up, when you throw it, it will be a lit lantern that will explode on the first throw. So if you do want to throw the lantern and have it unlit, you'll still need to use that like selector button to change the mode of the lantern to off.
Yeah, here you could actually see what Ari just said. So the lantern was lit. When it falls on the floor, it will be unlit until someone picks it up. But as soon as it's picked up, it's lit again, basically. And here you can see the funny shadows as the lantern is moving around the ground.
Reminds me of almost like a spotlight on the grunt.
Yeah, true.
You can see it very easily in the night map.
Yeah, you're right. Let's look at it once more. I cannot wait to get set on fire by the grunt.
I was going to say, do you think you're going to be able to use the lantern to your advantage more, or do you think you're going to get lit on fire more?
Like, that's a good question, actually. I saw someone asking if there's now lanterns in the scrap big compounds, and I'm not sure we can answer that. That's a very good question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be a really good way to get fire from a scrappy compound if it works like that.
Yeah, so we'll have to get back to you on that later, because we actually do not know. But it's a good question.
Yeah, I love the theory crafting already coming from the community, even only after hearing about the idea for like a few minutes.
When yeah, some people are asking how to. Oh, I didn't know that you can actually turn the lanterns off, which has been the case for quite a long time. So you have to press the X key by default on PC, which is, by the way, also the key to switch to secondary fire modes or to take off aperture sights on certain guns. But yeah, if you press X with your lantern, then it will be either lit or unlit depending on how it was before.
Yeah, if you ever have a friend and they're annoying you a little bit, just pick up a lantern, turn it off, and throw it at them and watch them scream as they try to get out of the blast radius. But then it just tumbles to the ground, making a funny noise.
Oh yeah, and someone actually said it's up on D-pad on a controller for the console players.
Awesome.
Yeah, but with these changes or additions to the grunt, we do have some smaller general changes to the grunt, which will help with the immersion of them. So first of all, anytime you kill a grunt now, they will drop the weapon they are carrying. So even if it's a knife, a torch, whatever it is, they will drop it on the floor. In the case of the Doctor Grunt, it will drop the poison saw or whatever that is on the floor. As of now, you won't be able to interact with these. This will be just a cool little addition to the immersion. But you know, who knows? Maybe once you will be able to.
You might not be able to interact with all of these, but the dropped items can interact with the rest of the world. The main one to note is going to be the torch grunts. When they're killed, that torch will fall to the ground. If it happens to fall in oil or happens to fall too near to a barrel, they will automatically explode. This isn't something that we saw previously. When a torch grunt would die, that torch would just be put out. But now if you kill a torch grunt and you're too close to a barrel, you may be getting a small explosion afterwards. These torches are going to act similar to like a flare gun. So if it's on the ground as a hunter, you can run over it and you won't get any burn damage, but it will interact with any other kind of fire items around the world. Just like in this clip, you can see it lands on some oil and lights up a yellow barrel next to you.
Yeah, and yeah, as Ari said, the torches are actually the only things that the grunts can drop that can interact with the vert right now, and the lanterns. So the torches are and the lanterns are the two that actually interact with the vert. The other are just there for now.
For now, but if you guys want to see them as usable weapons, let us know. I think my favorite would be the idea of using the poison bone saw, picking that up and running around and hitting people with that from the Doctor Grunt.
Yeah, that would be kind of good. And you also like using poison suns, so
yeah.
Yeah, and as already mentioned, again, it is similar to a flare. So if it directly hits a barrel, it will also explode, or if it falls on oil, it will light it on fire.
But it won't light you on fire by itself.
Exactly. So that it is for the new grunts. And I forgot to mention that other than just killing the drums, you can also just shoot their arms and without killing them, which may be not the best way anyway, but you can do it and they will still drop the carried weapon. So even if you just like punch an arm of a grunt or shoot an arm of a grunt, they will still drop the lantern, the pistol, the torch on the floor. So you either kill them or either shoot the arm. But again, if they hit you, you obviously get set on fire, get the bleeding effect, get the poison effect, or in the new cases, set of the pistol grunt sound effect, or the lantern, or the oil. So there's so many possibilities now.
I think, like you mentioned, one of the best uses of the shooting the arms is going to be for those pistol grunts. If you really want to prevent them from setting off that noise trigger, if you shoot their arm early, maybe with like a silence and a gaunt, you can get around that. If you don't think you'll be able to melee them in time. Often I find myself with no stamina always in the worst situations, and that's times when shooting the arms can come in handy.
Yeah, you're very right. Or, you know, if you need a lantern to burn the downed enemy.
We have someone in chat saying, or just shoot them in the head. If I could shoot them in the head that reliably, maybe I'd be better at hunt.
Well, you're actually pretty good.
No.
Come on, Ari. But again, okay, that should be it for this new AI variation, but I wanted to show you guys the video again for the daily quests and the grants as well, just because the awesome creative services made it and it's kind of cool. And the video will be available after the stream on our social channels as well as YouTube and even TikTok. So,
and now rewatching it, I bet you can spot out those new grunt variations.
Exactly, it will be much easier.
Watching that trailer, I just love the look of the new quest UI menu compared to the old challenges. It's just so much more user friendly and easy to look at all those quests and see what you need to complete in game to get those sweet bonus rewards.
Yeah, I feel like it's just much more user friendly in general. As I said, like the weekly challenges was something that was just there, but this is like actually like a part of the game and something to interact with and have fun with it and add some extra elements to your own game. So it's very fun.
What do we have next, Spence?
Yeah, so that was it for the grunt changes. And wait, we still had a very nice picture of them actually.
Wow, they look like a lovely couple.
They probably were at one point.
Do
Yeah.
you think the grunts died with the pistol in their hand, or do you think they just found it while they were wandering around and thought it looked cool and they should carry it with them?
I mean, they do have the ammos on them as well, so I think they probably, or they were like a person that really loved weapons and then they just picked up guns, or you know. But like, I would
And
think that
held
maybe
them
they died
upside
with them because the gun is also rusted with their clothes and stuff. So
That's a great detail. Yeah, that bend oiler or the kind of ammo sling that they have on them is really cool detail.
but yeah, I think that it is for the grunts. There's another bigger update that has been actually pointed out to us by the community. Very noteworthy mention is Huge's YouTube video showing some issues with the third-person animations, and we are happy to let you know that this is actually fixed in this update. So Ari, could you maybe explain what the issue was for those that do not know yet?
Yeah, of course. If you did not happen to see that video or you didn't notice this bug in game, this was an unintentional bug that happened with some weapons that while you were crouched, if you ADS'd with that weapon, your hunter would actually kind of become more upright and less of a crouched position, and could be more vulnerable in certain situations. But the main problem we saw on our end was the inconsistency between different weapons and how your character model would react to those weapons. Because of this, we've been working on fixing this misaligned animation so we could get consistency across the board, so that one weapon doesn't act differently from another weapon, and you might be putting yourself in a worse situation just because you're ADSing with the most prolific one was the Berthier compared to other like long ammo rifles.
Correct, and as you guys can see it on the screen, now all weapons, like everything, has matching crouch animations. So all the animations have been fixed, and as Ari mentioned, the Berthier, we can actually show you how it is right now. Fixed.
I think we have videos for kind of all three classes of weapons, rifle, pistol, and shotgun, to showcase that they should be the same all across the board. In the past, while crouching and ADSing, you would have seen this character model kind of stiffen upright a little bit, and they would have looked kind of different and been a larger target, where now you can see they keep that same crouched arching position, so they are not changing positions while ADSing.
Exactly, and Ari mentioned we do have a pistol, of a rifle, and also a shotgun, just to see you guys that it is applied to everything in the game. And yeah, every hunter has the same position now when crouching and aiming. And yeah, let's look at the shotgun variation with the terminus as well.
We went over this at the beginning of the stream, but it's come up just a little bit since then. We have people asking about the Romero ADS bug. Can you let us know if that's coming with a fix in the next in 1.8.1, Benz?
I can for sure. I'm very happy to let you know that it is indeed fixed in this update. So if you want, you can jump on the test servers very, very soon and test it out for yourself. But it is indeed fixed in 1.8.1.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we wanted to highlight this bug. It actually took some time for the animation team to fix this. It was quite a bit of work, but we are happy to let you know that every weapon animation for third person will be fixed with this update.
Our team wanted to go through and make sure that the consistency across the board for all weapons were matching, but there are a lot of weapons in Hunt and there are a lot of hunters in Hunt. So it did take some time since this was initially reported to us, but we appreciate your patience, and we hope this bug, even if it's not something you might have noticed every day, is just a nice quality of life change going forward.
And the people are still asking about the Romero ADS bug. I just, well, Kevin, like 1 minute ago, said, yeah, it is fixed.
It's fixed in 1.8.1.
And we do have some other smaller changes we wanted to mention, but obviously in the patch notes we will have a longer list as well. But we thought these were also noteworthy mentions. Maybe Ari can run us through them actually. This first one is really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to go over these because all of them are pretty cool. This first one is going to be a great change to kind of the atmosphere of Hunt, and something you'll probably notice right in the background, right when you get into the test server, if you have a lot of hours behind you in Hunt. Bullet casings are now going to cause a small sound effect after you fired a gun and when that casing hits the ground. This will just be a small change that you should notice. It shouldn't cover up any other sounds. It should just be a little bit of background noise that you hear, but that'll just complement the rest of the atmosphere of Hunt.
Yeah, sorry. Meanwhile, actually, during the stream, we got a video to showcase this, so I'll just download it in the background. And Ari, you could talk through the other points during that. Sorry for that.
Yeah, the next thing we wanted to showcase is that the brawler variations of some of our pistols, we've actually changed the damage on them and made the damage match the same as the dusters. Before they were slightly different, but now whenever you use a like officer brawler or a Scotfield brawler, it'll do the same amount of damage as the dusters, just to be a little bit more consistent across the board. These brawler variations of the pistol will still require more stamina than the brawler itself, so it's not going to be exactly the same. There still is a gun attached to that brawler, so it is going to take more of your stamina to swing it, but at least it will be more consistent with what will kill AI, what will kill enemy players, compared to just the regular dusters. And I'm excited to check out this video.
Yeah, it's actually ready for you guys. So again, this is about the bullet casing now causing a sound effect when hitting the floor. So we will shush, and I'll turn up the volume for you guys. Yeah, I'll let it play once more because it's quite cool. So again, this video we're showing the different materials and how it sounds on those.
It's awesome that game design could get us this video, and that each different kind of material that you're shooting over is going to give you a little bit of a different feedback.
Yeah, that was it. Again, thank you for the game designer that worked overtime to send this during the stream. Thank you for that. And obviously to the audio design, or obviously, like, our audio guys are just next level. Yeah, exactly.
We have some questions asking about all different kinds of weapons and combinations of those weapons, plus different environments around Hunt, different materials that you could be standing on. If you want to check and see what those are going to sound like, go jump onto our test server when 1.8.1 comes out. Grab those weapons and start testing them out. Hear all those different kinds of sounds that you're going to notice in game.
Yeah.
I think we had one other change on here.
That's just what I wanted to say. It's a smaller change, and it's about the Nitro Dum Dum ammo, which has been renamed to the Shredder ammo, just because Dum Dum cannot penetrate usually, and obviously in the case of the Nitro it can. So just to be consistent, we created a new category for it called the Shredder.
The Nitro's so special now; it has its own special ammo just for itself.
Yeah, I mean the Nitro has been pretty. It's uses special ammo.
It always used special ammo. Now it uses super
double special
ammo.
Exactly. And again, this is just a few changes that we wanted to mention, but please read the patch notes because there's a bigger list of changes. And as far as for the bug fixes that everyone is asking about, we did mention the fix for the Romero ADS bug. There is another bug that's worth mentioning in a quick play. When a Wellspring holder disconnects from the game, it no longer breaks quick play basically. So that has been a big issue for those of you that enjoy quick play. The bounty holder can no longer just quit the game and break it, and now that has been fixed. And again, on controllers, the preset loadouts with the quick swapping, quote-unquote quick swapping, but like I guess like the saved loadouts are now working as intended and they don't get reset all the time.
The assignable kind of left and right button on the thumb pad should be, you shouldn't have to keep reassigning those buttons anymore.
Yep. And about the ladder exploit, Ari talked quite a bit about it in the beginning. We are working on resolving this as soon as possible. We cannot give like an exact date just yet because it really depends on how quickly we can do it, but because it is a very, very hard issue to fix and our team is like very heavily working on it, we cannot say an estimate, but we are actively banning people using it. Please report it if you see someone using it, and please just don't use it for the sake of everyone, and we'll announce it as soon as it's getting fixed. Hopefully it's in our coming update very soon.
Yep, it's one of our top priorities right now is getting that fixed. Another little insight on the process of getting that fixed is that with climbing being one of the base systems in the game, to get this fixed and so it doesn't happen in the future, we're working on a new kind of movement system for the game that is going to transition climbing over to this new movement system. It should feel very similar or the same, but because we have to create a new system to get this bug fixed out of the game for permanently, that is taking a little bit more time than if it was just a regular bug fix. So again, top priority, like Ben said, we're banning for people who are exploiting this, as that goes against our code of conduct, and we hope to give you guys more information very soon about when we can expect this new system and the fix to be coming.
Someone asked like how do they know if someone used it? You could spectate the players and it actually is quite easy to tell, but even if you have the feeling like, for example, someone killed you through a wall that like the bullet couldn't even penetrate it, or you find it impossible, just report it. If you think it was like not a legit kill, just report it. Our customer support team will look through it, look at all the reports for the player. If you can send video evidence, like with NVIDIA highlights, for example, on PC, it's very easy to do because it captures when you die. That is always helpful. And again, they are looking into each case and banning people for it. So please report it. And again, just don't use it, please. It's not fun for anyone to use exploits and break the game. It's not fun for you even to get kills like that. You won't be a better player. And for that are just having fun and playing, it's obviously not fun to die to that. So please just don't use it. Don't ruin other players' experience.
Well said, Bence. I think that is kind of the end of our stream today, if I'm correct.
No. We have like a bunch of legendary stuff and...
Oh, yeah.
But this is the end of our features and changes,
Sorry.
highlights. No worries. So yeah, that was the end of the changes and highlights. At the end, we will have a Q&A again. So hopefully we can answer some of your questions if you still have regarding this, but also anything else we can answer. So please stick to the end. But let's look at the legendary Blood Bonds skins coming in 1.8.1, and also the Lonely Howl DLC that you can wish list already. So let's just take a look at them. And Ari, again, I would like you to read all the text for this, so please do so. And by the way, these skins are insane. I think these are one of my favorite. So yeah,
Even the Lonely Howl that we teased on our social media recently, I've been obsessed with looking at that picture.
So cool. And yes, my cats are in the background. Or Ari's cat? We all have cats, so I'm not sure.
My cat's taking a very deep nap, so not her.
Okay, so there's gonna be a new level aperture called the Wolfsbane for 800 backbone. And just look at that, Ari. Like, honestly.
I think this just looks like the perfect pair for the Midnight Howl, our new uppercut that we released a little bit ago that has the wolf howling on it. But now I have the perfect pair to have a label in the main slot and then the Midnight Howl in the second slot.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I don't usually play with aperture variants. I actually don't like the label at all. But I think this is my favorite skin in the game. It, like that purple on it, and oh my god, it looks so cool.
I love the texture of it, of how it's not like all flat, you know? There are like raises and bumps and curves to it.
It's just so cool. And Ari, there's a screen for you. Please read it out.
Didn't even give me these to practice beforehand, so I apologize.
Yeah, this is the first time Ari is actually reading it, but I was like, Ari is a native speaker, so it's better than me tumbling with the words.
Let's hope. So this is Wolfsbane. As charming and deadly as its namesake, this Lebel 1886 aperture earned its name from the wolf carcass its previous owner left decaying and unskinned. Now each shot from its barrel tears through the night like 100 wolves howling for revenge.
That's just like us when we play together, howling.
Yeah.
A group howl, yeah.
If you guys ever catch me and Benson in the bayou, we're just howling in chat.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah, really cool. We also have some extra pictures of it. This is like the transparent render of the gun, so you guys can see the details on it. Again, I just love it. I may have to start playing Label.
I didn't notice that the butt actually has like full holes all the way through it.
Yeah, it does, and it has like the eye of the wolf is like golden and the purple. Oh my god, I'm just in love. And yeah, that one more image, and we also have a video of this actually by our creative terror services team again. So let's take a look.
Dang, this wolf might look better than the Midnight Howl. I might have to change my favorite wolf skin.
Yeah, I just think it's straight up the best skin. I mean, from like, I don't know. The purple is my favorite color, so with the flowers on it. I think
those little purple accents are flowers, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of hidden inside of the gun.
Yeah, just really, really cool. So again, that was Wolfsbane, and it will be available in 1.8.1. And for people ask for the music, it is a variation of That Is a Bird Flying from Port Sulphur's band new album called Sinner's Songbook. So
I can't wait to get this legendary end game and use the 3D viewer to kind of spin it around and zoom in and look at all the little like crevices and stuff.
Yeah, same, just really cool. But that's not the only legendary Blood Bond scheme we have. Oh my god, guys, we have some. Yeah, just wait a moment. So first of all, we have a Springfield compact Deadeye called a Blister.
Oh wow, I love that little leather part at the front of it.
So I mean, I forgot to copy the text in there. No one's seen that. So I guess Ari won't be reading this. Yeah, I did. So look, guys, I didn't have much time to prepare this presentation. So I may have forgot that little description, but no, actually that's the whole description of the gun. So can you read it for us, Ari? Exactly. So thank you.
What else do you need? The legendary speaks for itself. No summary needed. Look at those lines.
Oh no, I just created a new Han meme. God dang. But yeah, again, we have some close-up shots of this, and it also looks really cool.
Yeah, is that sleeve on the front the leather piece used to like hold extra bullets? Is that
I think so.
Of it? Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I'm no gun expert, but from the looks of it, I would think so. And I
Dang.
like the little markings of how many people it killed on the side. And again, another different angle. Here you can see actually the top, which has these cool little circular markings on it.
I bet you can probably see those circular markings in game because that's like right the angle that you're looking at the gun.
Right, yeah. But to take a better look, let's take a look at the video. Yeah, let it play once more just because it's beautiful. So again, it's the legendary Springfield Compact Deadeye. And everyone is just making jokes about the text here now. Or what did I do?
It'll be a thing for, I don't know, give it 3 years, and then maybe they'll forget about it.
Oh no. I hope that's the only text I make. Actually, yeah, I don't know how I think maybe I haven't received the text before this a screen, and then I forgot that I should get it, so never put it in. Sorry for that.
Don't blame someone else.
No, I'm not blaming. I say I forgot to put it in if I got it during the stream. Yeah. So I'm sorry. It actually has a lore. We were just joking. And okay, there's 2 more Bloodborne legendaries, but they are actually both hunters.
Oh, I love having more stuff in the blood bond shop to use those blood bonds you can accumulate, and now you can even have another source of blood bonds with the upcoming quest system.
Correct. And the first of these hunters is called Luna Wolf, and it will be kind of a pair of a hunter. They will go very nicely together. But Ari, now we actually have a correct text for this, so
Alright, it says text here. Luna Wolf. A merciless wolf hunter, Felicia Frisk, came to Louisiana following her son's footsteps, where she sought closure. But she only found the moonlight turned crimson with blood, and a mournful howl echoing in the bayou. Dang,
Very
is
cool.
that like a full skull on her chest right there?
Good that you're asking, because I actually have a closer picture. So it is I think it's a wolf skull, and also she has bones in her necklace, like I think those are teeth, and also like probably like shoulder blades of wolves or something like
Oh
that.
my god. I think it's their jaw, maybe. I think it's a
Oh,
jaw.
jaw.
bone.
Could be. That's just incredibly badass, let's be honest.
Goodness, that looks spooky.
Yeah, she's like the wolf Felice now, I feel like.
Wolf Felice, yeah. Now there's going to be a fight between regular Felice and this legendary.
Yeah.
You either pick the dog team or the cat team.
Yeah. But wait, I feel like the dog team will be in an advantage because, as I said, there's another one called Dire Wolf, another legendary hunter for Bloodborne.
Are these the best 2 matching legendaries to take as a duo now?
I think so, and yesterday we did show the wishlist for the Lonely Howl DLC, so I think that's a wolf trio,
Wolf
guys.
Squad.
Yeah. And there goes the text Ari again, so please.
This is Dire Wolf. Remus Frisk never thought twice when killing packs of wolves, and he never paid a price for those massacres until he came to the bayou to hunt his last wolf. And this time, it was one from his own pack.
That's some dark past.
Dang, I think
He
Wolf
killed packs
Squad-
of wolves? Okay,
I think that's where he got all the skins and stuff.
yeah, I mean, if you look at it closer, he literally has wolf's head over his head. So,
Almost like Mountain Man, but kind of more aerodynamic.
oh, you're right, actually. I wonder if it also jiggles a bit, though. So yeah, dire wolf, very cool. It also looks like the saliva from the wolf is like flowing down his head a bit. It's like kind of crazy.
Yeah. We'll
And I
have
bet-
to do... Uh-huh.
And I bet like all his like jacket and boots are made of like wolf fur.
It looks like he's just 100% wolf.
Yeah, wolf man.
Next time we do
Wolverine.
gameplay live stream, we'll have to do Wolf Pack, where we're all using one of the new wolf skins.
Sounds
And
good,
I call
alright.
dibs on that new label. I want to use that.
Ah, okay. Okay. But there's... Okay. Then I still have some options, because The Lonely Heart DLC is coming out on April 28th on Steam, and shortly after that on console. We still haven't announced the date for console, but for PC you can already go and wishlist the new DLC. And let's take a look at all of those legendaries as well. Starting with Ripper, which is a new Caldwell Pax.
Oh, dang. Just a straight up claw in its handle.
Yeah, it's like really cool. I wonder if is it the Caldwell Pax claw? I wonder, or did I just?
Is it a talon? I think.
No, like I think it's only claw, but I think it's maybe, I don't know if I wrote the title wrong or if it's a claw. But either way, guys, you can already check it on the Steam store and check what it is exactly. But it is a claw. I can read it in the bottom text, but you should read right now already, and then we can learn it already.
All right, the lore text is meant to be an heirloom. This Caldwell Pax claw was modified by Lionel Frisk to rip and tear open the soft necks of Forrest Game, but instead was used by the son against the father in the ultimate act of betrayal.
Oh,
Dang, do we just get the whole family?
I think so. That's crazy. But so many wolf stuff, Ari. Like 3 wolf hunters, multiple wolf weapons. This is just my time. I just love it. But
Poor
really,
Felice is going to be fighting against so many dogs running around.
yeah, and here you can clearly see that it's a claw. So
Yeah.
I just wrote the title wrong. So obviously you can use the I guess is that a wolf teeth? Is that big? You can use it as a knife, basically.
I think it's probably the claw of the wolf, not the teeth.
Makes sense. But yeah, really cool. In the same again, that's just a picture from another angle for you guys to see. Well, you can also use it as a can opener, Hermit. Yes.
I can't wait to see what the in-game model of this looks like when you're like charging up a melee attack to hit somebody with.
I mean, you're really cool, especially if you kill them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not the only thing. We actually have one other weapon, the hunting bow, which is called Stalker's Snarl. And we also have a tool that you can see on this picture secretly.
Secret tool.
Secret tool. I guess this bow was used for wolf hunting, but if it's not, then let's read the lore of it.
The lore is a predator's best ally is silence. Thought Lionel Frisk when he crafted this hunting bow. Each shot silent as a wolf prowling. It now accompanies him in the bayou and whispers the death song to his prey with each arrow.
Yeah, really sick. So for all those bow players out there, you have a brand new hunting bow to play around with, and it's really sick too. So maybe you can hunt those wolf hunters with this bow. Actually, it's perfect.
Be super quiet. Anytime I get shot by a bow, I just start doing like 360s trying to figure out where I got shot from, and I can never find them.
That's the same with silent pistols and silent rifle.
Yeah.
I can never tell where they are from.
And
but
I think we're gonna get to showcase. Oh,
yeah,
fuzzy balls on it.
Yeah, you can. That's why I put this image in, so you can see that you actually have these little fuzzy balls on the string.
I think those are probably like dampeners or something. Does that sound right?
I mean, they say that it's very silent in the description, so probably.
Yeah. Make sure not even the string of your bow reverberates.
Disclaimer: it doesn't actually change the sound in game because that would be unfair, but it's there. It looks cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, just another closer picture of it. I mean, you can maybe see the secret not to, so just close your eyes. You don't see that yet?
See some carvings too on the inside of the hunting bow right there on the left side. And I wouldn't be surprised if you could also see those in first person view before you charge up an arrow.
I think you probably can, yeah.
Those are some cool carvings.
Yeah, all the details always in the legendaries are like So awesome. Like if you just look at the texture of the wood itself, it's like, and the like the ladder next to it is like so detailed. Every little millimeter of it is so cool. But yeah, since the duster was very visible in that picture multiple times, we do have a new duster called the Rawhide, which is also part of the Lonely Howl DLC, and it's Ari's turn once again.
Lionel Frisk's thirst could only be quenched with the rusty taste of blood and the sound of broken bones and cracked skulls. These zesters ensure each hit fulfills dreams with new and more grotesque scenes of violence. Goodness, Bence.
These are very
zesters are dark.
Yeah. I feel like all these weapons were kind of brutal so far. Either to slaughter wolves or people or both, or it's kind of crazy, but I'm kind of into it. So
these dusters look so makeshift. Like somebody was like, I gotta find something to punch somebody with, and all I have is stuff in my garage. What can I make?
yeah, for real. But that makes it really cool. That's like a hunt aesthetic, like the makeshift weapons.
Just use what you can.
And again, there's some like a more detailed look at it, so you guys can see, and another close-up view. And last in the DLC, just to not talk too much about DLCs, is very like I don't know if it's my new favorite hunter or my second favorite. I don't know, because
is so cool, but also super scary.
Yeah, Lonely Howl, ladies and gentlemen, brand new hunter in the DLC. It may be my second favorite after the Winter Solstice Event Hunter.
I think because it's your second favorite, Ben, so you should probably read out the lore.
No. I feel like it was very nice to hear your voice like that. So.
Dang it, I thought I could trick you into at least doing one.
No. I think like you're the wolf boy. I mean, you have a deer horn behind you and stuff, so you know you probably hunted it.
Wolf boy then. The wolves are my enemies. If they didn't look so cool, then maybe I wouldn't use them. But all of these legendaries so far, I'm definitely gonna get and use all the time.
Yeah. So like, if you're gonna use it, then might as well know the lore, right? Ari?
All right. An insatiable bloodthirst possessed Lionel Frisk since he first caught its scent. His sanguine dreams and hunger for violence brought him to the bayou, where he searches for new prey and fresh blood to spill.
Yes, badass. And again, a closer shot of him, so you guys can see.
Spooky.
He's a bit scary, yeah.
I just noticed the wolf on around his shoulders.
Oh yeah, his scarf is basically a wolf.
Scarf.
Yeah, it's a scarf made off of a wolf.
Just made out of a full wolf.
Yeah, I mean, he's crazy enough to wear the wolf's head or skull on his head. Is he the male Felice? Like,
I think probably, yeah, but Felice is outnumbered now with all these wolf legendaries.
And we know that wolves hunt in a pack, exactly. But yeah, really cool. And actually for this we also have another shot that you guys may have seen already.
Yeah, this is a shot we teased on social media, I think yesterday, showcasing the Lonely Howl.
Correct. So again, it's coming to Steam on the 28th of April of this month, so that's like about a week and a bit from now, so like 9 days.
If somebody wanted to pick this legendary up, what could they do on Steam right now, Benz?
You can go to Steam right now and wishlist it. So just write in Lonely Howl to Steam or go to the Hunt Showdown store page and you'll be able to wishlist it already. And again, we'll announce the console release date as soon as we can. It will be shortly after the PC release of the new DLC. And with that, Ari, I think we are indeed at the end of the presentation. So we do have the Q&A section right now. So chat, feel free to ask us any questions and we'll try to answer them if we can.
Yeah, there's some things we can't go into too much more detail. The ladder bug, something we've spoken about already. Like we said, it's being worked on. It's one of the top priorities right now. We hope to get that fixed. If you ask about some other bugs, this 1.8.1, when the patch notes come out, we have quite a decently long section with bug fixes in there. So that'll probably be your best resource for there. Past that, Bence, if you see any questions in chat, feel free to read them out. We'll try to answer them as best as we can.
No problem. Meanwhile, I'm just I'm just checking on like in our Teams chat if we got confirmed date for the test servers yet. We apparently still have 2 issues to be fixed before we can release this test server, but we hope to release it this week on test servers update 1.8.1. But obviously keep an eye out on our social channels, and we will, and as well as on Steam test servers where you can see the update. So sadly I cannot confirm a date right now. We hope maybe we could, but we hope to have it this week.
We have one question I see that we've talked about a little bit in the past, but we can maybe go for a bit now. Talking about the trials for Desal, something that we taught initially did not come with the map. Ben, do you have anything to say on that, or I can take it?
You can take it. I'm looking for other questions meanwhile, if that's cool.
Sure. So for the trials on Desal, in our developer update where we went over some of the future stuff coming to Hunt, we did mention that as we work on new features for Hunt, as we're working on highly requested stuff and server issues, that kind of stuff that is taking higher priority, the trials have taken a little bit of a backseat for now. It doesn't mean that they're off the table forever. It just means we're prioritizing other stuff that we think will benefit the health of Hunt and benefit our players a bit more than the trials for right now.
Thank you, Ori. And yeah, so meanwhile, I've seen a bunch of questions which I can group into one. So people asked about the new feature we mentioned earlier. They asked about the region lock, as well as something else that we talked about. Yeah, the prestige and the progression rework. So we did talk about these already this year, earlier. But in the video and in the stream, we talked about them as like mid and longer term, but they are all for this year. So as we said, in the short term, we will have the new quest system and the new AI variation, which did come with this update, obviously. And the other changes, like the brand new feature, which we cannot share, is just a bit after this one. Actually, that won't be so far from this update, but it will be closer. And the other things like the progression rework, ping lock system and such, they are still coming this year, but we just cannot tell you the exact date for that because they will come later down the line. But they are still in production and they are still planned for this year. So they are not forgotten or anything, but as I mentioned, they are for mid and long term. So maybe they will come out in Q2, early Q3, etc. Maybe even Q4 for some of them. So they will be just later this year.
Thanks for the update, Bence. I have a question about the new pistol grunts. Do the pistol grunts drop ammo, and what happens with the gun when you kill them? So when you kill a pistol grunt and it hasn't actually fired its weapon, then the gun will not go off. It'll still be silent, so you can still be sneaky. They don't currently drop ammo, but we are looking for feedback on a lot of the new systems we're putting in place and the variations. If that's something you'd like to see, let us know, and maybe it's something we can address in the future.
Yeah. Someone asked what's going on with the anti-camping mechanic. That is also tied to the new feature I just teased a bit, like 1 minute ago. So the new feature will be sort of a team play feature as well as an anti-camping mechanic. I know it's very broad and very mysterious, but it will be actually really, really cool. And it will be like a completely new addition to the game itself, to not reveal too much. So yeah, that is still coming.
We have a few general questions asking about a new boss or a new map. Of course, we're always looking to add new features into Hunt, new content for you guys to play. We talked about earlier how we may be looking at doing different variations of AI in the game, and that could also extend to the bosses as well. We haven't announced any like teasers or anything for a new boss or new map, but we're always looking to add more to the game. I would check out the kind of developer update stream that we did previously that Benz has been talking about, where we go over kind of more of the future of Hunt. And when we have something more concrete for a boss or a map, we'll be sure to cover it in one of those streams.
Correct, but obviously, like a map and a boss is always something we want to add, but those are like very large undertakings. So maybe something comes this year. Maybe you know, yeah. We can't spoil it just yet. Sorry, we are not trying to ignore anyone, but there's a lot of questions coming on like 3 different platforms, so it's a bit hard to answer everyone. Someone asked for left-hand option. To my knowledge, that is not currently planned. So most likely that won't be coming anytime soon, if it ever comes.
We have a lot of people asking for a specific type of boss that they'd like to see, if that's werewolf, alligator, that kind of stuff. Like we said, we haven't announced any concrete plans about the next boss or any information like that. We love to hear you guys' ideas though, and feel free, if you have like an in-depth idea, if you drew some concept art and you want to share it with us, tag us on social media, post it in our Discord. We're all over, and we even collect some of that fan art if you do ever post a boss concept, and we do a community wrap up where we showcase some awesome fan art at the end of every month.
Yeah, very true. And actually, we will try to improve the community wrap-ups even further and have it in a video format for you guys, so it's a bit more easier to watch for you guys, because let's be honest, not everyone has the attention span to read the blogs anymore, so we are trying to improve on it with a video. But just to add to the boss ideas, obviously we love all the ideas you guys have, but I'm not taking anything away from that, but we always love to come up very unique ideas. So I wouldn't think of like werewolves or alligators or something that simple, because as you've seen it with the previous bosses, it's always something very unique and something that you couldn't really imagine before. And I think we're gonna be going forward with AI and bosses such as that. So it will most likely be something more exotic or unique that you maybe couldn't even think about.
Are you trying to say a headless pig man who chases you around and throws fire at you is a unique boss idea, Ben?
Yeah, he was made from a meat head by a taxidermist and been hit by a lightning, and that's how he came to life.
Wow.
Yes. So
I think that's how I came to life too. Same process.
So someone is asking next gen information or Mr. Cherry info. I don't know what the exact info about Mr. Cherry you would like to hear. Mr. Cherry, you can still keep donating blood to him, offer your blood to him, and he will continue giving you rewards for that. And I bet you maybe asked about like the chances for Bethlehem. We cannot share the chances, but it's obviously quite low, as it's an exclusive legendary for Mr. Cherry or for the Dark Tribute. But there's plenty of people already having it. Myself not included, sadly, but I'm still not to get it.
Me neither. It's so cool.
Any lore bits by any chance, someone asked? So as you guys see in the last event was very, very focused on the lore around Mr. Cherry. So that is something we definitely want to continue, because we think that is really, really super cool. So maybe in the next event it will be the continuation of that story. So you better catch yourself up with all the Mr. Cherry stuff. But I cannot spoil too much regarding to this. Options to center crosshair, maybe if you want to take that, Ari.
Yeah, we've covered this a little bit in the past. It's not something we're planning on adding. We believe the lower crosshair does give Hunt a different feel than average first-person shooters, but it also opens up more of your screen real estate, that the crosshair is a little bit lower, so you have more of the upper part of your screen where the weapon isn't taking up part of your vision, so that you can see more of the map, see more of the stuff going around you. We know it might be a little bit uncomfortable if you're coming from another first-person shooter, but what we noticed in the last 3 years of Hunt, as people get used to the game, is that it only takes a few matches and then you can't even notice it anymore for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't want to like disclose that it will never come, but if it will come to the game, then it will be probably like an option, similar to how Gunslinger was an option compared to Hunter. So it will be more of an accessibility thing, and it will be balanced around it. So it won't matter which one you choose if it ever comes to the game. The 2D replay system. So that is something we still have planned. It will just come a bit later down the line, not in the short term. So that is something we still want to have, but I just cannot give a date just yet. So
I have one question about the HUD for ultra-wide users. So the HUD is a little bit weird when you get to ultra-wide. It used to be different, but we had to adjust it to its current state because of technical limitations and because of some bugs that were happening previously. Currently, I believe it does have to stay in that state that it's in to prevent these bugs that we found out previously. But if you guys, we can always bring it up to our team, see if anything has changed since then.
I see a lot of people mentioning the left peak advantage. Personally, I do not know how we are on that front, so I would have to look into it. So I will make sure that after the stream I bring this up to the dev team and get an answer for you guys. But I just don't know the answer right now. Unless Ari knows anything about that, I sadly don't. So.
Unfortunately, I haven't heard any more myself. Just like Ben was saying, it's something we'll probably look into and talk to the correct team about.
Thank you for bringing it up to us right now. We will make sure to follow up after this stream and hopefully get an answer to you shortly. But I think I can say that the team is aware of it and like at least investigating it. But again, I'm not sure where are we at fixing it. So I just cannot give an answer. I'm not trying to ignore the question. Someone asked if test servers for console. Unfortunately, that is not an option for us. So test servers are only available for PC at this moment. But that comes with the advantages. The bugs that are found on test servers are fixed for the console release. So you technically get the game in a better state.
As we do the PC test servers, we can update Steam very quickly. So we can find a bug from the test server, fix it on our side, and release a new version of the test server. You may notice this if you play our test server, that you'll get a few different versions. You'll get updates throughout, however long we have that test server up. And that's because we're trying to get these fixes out. We're trying to make sure the fixes work so that when the patch finally comes to PC and for console, that as many bugs as we could get out are out. Consoles have a lot more restrictions when you need to submit a patch, and that patch takes longer to get through all the different barriers. So test server isn't really something that's viable on those platforms.
Correct. Thank you for explaining it even further. A fixed Romero bug? Yeah, it is fixed in this update. Make sure to test that.
1.8.1. Let us know if it looks correct to you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we did answer a lot of questions, I feel like. So again, if you have even more questions, that's like, try to comment it on social media or even message us, and we will actually try to get back to you if we see your question, and we always pass it on to the team if it's a bug, if it's a question, if it's feedback. So make sure to do that. Still, there's also some questions that you guys are asking, and we have either previously answered them or we don't have an update to that yet. So that's why I'm trying to answer the question that we haven't really talked about in a while. So unless Ari, you see something else that we must address right now?
Quite yet that hasn't already we've talked about in this stream or maybe in a past stream.
Okay, then last things to mention, make sure to join our giveaway. We still haven't announced the winners to our social giveaway. That was actually for Lonely How, so you can technically still take part in that if you are quick, because we soon will be announcing the winners and giving out the keys to people. And we also have a Gleam giveaway that requires a secret password that you can find on 4 pictures that we had going up from Friday to Monday this Easter holiday. so you can find 4 words. If you connect them, type it in, then you are entered to the giveaway. We're actually giving away like 50 keys there. And since it's passport protected, you have higher chances to enter, and that's the only way to enter. So if you are a keen-eyed and you want to get Lonely Howl, try to sign up for that. Again, we hope to have the update on test servers this week, but we cannot just confirm it for now. So please keep an eye on our socials and the Steam to test 1.8.1 out. And I think that should be it from us.
Yeah, thanks so much for hosting, Benz.
Thank you for hosting with me, Ari. It was great. I hope it was not too hard. Ari actually has only been on gameplay streams, and everyone got either ill or out in the last minute, so I had to tell Ari yesterday night that he will have to join me. So thank you, Ari, again for waking up so early in the morning and going through these huge topics with me. I really appreciate it.
Of course, I wouldn't be anywhere else. I love to update the community and let them know the cool stuff that's going on, but also places where we need improvement, and we're really going to work on making that improvement with servers, with how the events perform, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Ari, again. Thank you, chat, for tuning in today. I hope we managed to answer your questions. Please, if you missed the beginning of the stream, we talked about some big topics like server issues and recent bugs, so make sure to catch up on that. And again, feel free to reach out to us right on any platform, and we'll try to answer if we can. Also follow us on, subscribe to us on YouTube, hit the bell button, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ari on his personal Instagram. Thank you. Thank you again. And also, I forgot Twitch, Krytek at Twitch. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and see you next time, yeah? Thank you, Ari.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dried her tears these 4 years gone, on my grave the setting sun. Be still, my dear, don't cry, for soon you will be at his side. Dark was the night, its wings were red, spread across the sky, o'er thousands dead. Be still, my dear, don't cry, for soon you will be at her side. Death is no man, death is no wraith, death is a bird flying. Death is no man, death is not fate, death is a bird flying, flying. In that one night, 10,000 gone, I walked with them, we sang this song. Be still, my dear, don't cry, for soon you will be at her side. Dark was his face, shrouded in cloth, and in his hand he held a maul. He let it fly and took my hand, said, would I take him home again? Be still. In the night you pray.